This control arm ball joint is completely shot. A little bit of better look. So what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video. Today I am upgrading the control arms on my E90 to the M3 control arms. Now why would I be doing this, you ask? This control arm ball joint is completely shot. It's time to replace it. Also, I'm going to be replacing the stabilizer links as well. So as you guys can see, I have the new wishbone, I have the new control arm, and I have the new stabilizers here. Now without further ado, guys, I already did the right hand side off camera just so I have a feel of whatever I'm getting myself into. Installation is going to be super simple. Just beware of any caveats or anything that needs to be done beforehand. There may be some differences with regards to the original control arm compared to the M3 ones. It shouldn't be a big train smash afterwards. So yeah, without further ado, guys, let's get into today's video, starting with replacing the control arms and then to replace the stabilizer link, which you guys will see soon enough. The tools that you're going to need are 18mm socket and wrench, 21mm socket and wrench, as well as a 17 for the stabilizer links. I'll leave links in the video description for you guys so you can see down below. Without further ado, guys, let's get into today's video. The easiest way that I've noticed to replace the control arms is to actually replace the wishbone first, which is a 21mm here, and you use a T40 to hold the ball joint in place if it happens to spin. But yeah, that will be actually a counter hold. 21mm here and 18mm here. Same goes for the main control arm. It's a T40 down here, 21mm here, and an 18mm over here, so you guys can follow along with that. Let's start with removing the main control arm first, because you can see this is the one that needs to be done properly. It's already bust. Once these dust covers get damaged or get torn or anything, it's time to replace these because dust and debris gets into this. It's not a very good experience because all of a sudden there'll be a lot of slip on the road, a lot of sloppiness on the steering wheel, as well as the handling is not that great. Also, you hear a bit of a knocking noise from the control arm itself. The wheel might jerk left and right or backwards and forth depending on the direction. As well as with this, it needs to be just done. This will go with the kit as well. Links down in the description for you guys to check it out. What I'd like to do first is to turn the steering wheel so I can get a little bit more space. I'm going to start with the wishbone first. There'll be an 18mm here and the 21mm here. So I have my tools ready with me. So I have the 21mm here, which will fit right here, and have the T40 over here. So this is too short for you. All you need is 21mm socket and a strong arm. So you can break the nut loose without any hassles. So all you do is place the strong arm here and break it free. And then you can use your ratchet to undo the nut. And then if you find that it is constantly spinning, that's when you can use your T40 to counter hold. You have the T40, like so, and then your spanner, and slowly undo it. Now to remove the main bolt, all you're going to need is, again, preferably the strong bar and another 18mm spanner to hold on the opposite side. So the socket is here and we're gonna break free. Once we have it broken free, I'm gonna come in with the ratchet. Now you can use a 1/2 inch, you can use a 3/8, depending on whatever you want, whichever you have access to. So I'm gonna come in with the 3/8 ratchet because for me it's a little bit smaller, and then time to loosen it up. And now we have that undone. You can get that out of the way. Now before we take this off, you can see just by doing this, there is no give in this bush. Also, the dust cover for the ball joint on the wishbone is completely shut because the dust cover is gone. So yeah, this needs to be replaced as well, which is probably why there's a knocking noise while you're driving and the steering feels like hell when you're driving. And then this bush can come off. You can use your tire lever or pry bar or something, and you can get the wishbone out. Like so. A little bit of better look. And you can see the tear in the dust cover. Done. Now for the new one, all we're going to do is, if you have a dead blow hammer, it's fine. If you have a 4-pounder like what I'm using, also fine. But I'm going to show you guys from this side. Remember, you want the threads to face away from the rack and boot, so it's going to fit in this way. Now it's just a matter of having everything lined up, like so, and now to get the bolt through and through. Time to put the nut back in place. So we go back with the 18mm on this side and again on this side. Just bring it up nice and snug, and then we can bring the ball joint forward, and that will be it for just this part here. Now we're going to do the main control arm. It's best that you leave the actual wishbone a little bit loose, because you might need to have to remove it to get the wishbone out. I mean the main control arm. Notice how before I was moving that original control arm, the wishbone, and it was giving. I mean, it didn't have any give. This is completely normal because this is a ball joint, not an actual bush. So we'll have a bit more way so that we can get a better steering feel. I'm just going to leave that a bit loose for now, and we'll start with the main control arm. Now for the main control arm, there's an 18mm that's here, and it has a captive nut on the other side. So all I'm going to do is come in with the strong bar so that we can break this one loose, and thereafter I can come in with the ratchet and loosen that completely. Once you get it loosened enough, you can undo it by hand, and the bolt should come out fairly easily. Once we're done, we can start with the opposite side of the control arm, which is here with the 21mm as well as the T40. Now I'm going to try again with the strong arm. If it doesn't, then we'll go back to the same method of removing it with the T40 and the spanner. So I'm just going to try and break it free a bit. What I can do is put in this wishbone further. It should give me enough just so I can move this around. I mean, break it free. Now I know for a fact that that thing is going to be turning completely. So now what I can do is use the impact driver and act as if I'm tightening. It goes counterclockwise to the actual thread, so that way I don't have to keep tightening or moving with a spanner. This should be, in theory, a bit faster, but sometimes it's not advisable. But whatever makes job easier, right? So that's out, as well as the ball joint is out. So now I can remove this and show you guys that this is also damaged. Now the reason why I say leave the actual strut a little bit loose is because you can be able to move this around. So we're going to come in from the bottom like this. Well, pick it up in an angle like this, slide the bushing part in, and then we'll have space to move the control arm. Now this is going to be a bit finicky, but it can be done. To prevent it falling again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the bolt and line it up. If at all possible, try and turn the steering itself so that you can have a bit more leverage and room to play with. Now that we have all that taken care of, it's time to close everything up. As you've seen, it is a bit of a pain to get the arms back in place, but it is what it is, and sometimes it's the only way you can get things done. Okay, now that we have all of that just nice and snug, we're gonna have to bring the car to ride height. By what that means, you have to put the wheels under load, preferably with a jack, so that we can torque the main control arm bolts to spec, which is 68 Newton meters and then a 90-degree angle. This you can torque while the vehicle is in the air because there's a ball joint like I mentioned, so it's not going to bind. So let's do that. So for the main wishbone, you grab the hold and I'm going to torque it down to 68 Newton meters plus 90-degree angle. That's 68 Newton meters, and then we're going to go 90 degrees. So I'm going to use the strong bar for that. And that's torqued. So now we're going to have to jack up the car or jack up the wheel as well, while we have some room, just so we can torque the main control arm bolt, so that this is not binded. And I'm going to jack up the car with a gearbox jack. Well, not jack up the car actually, but I'm going to jack up the axle with a gearbox jack. You guys can use a normal jack stand if you want, just to lower the car down. But I have the tools, I'm going to use it. That should be at ride height now. I'm going to go 68 Newton meters and then 90 degrees. That is 68 Newton meters. That's 45. And another 45. And that is torqued. Now I can bring this wheel down. So all that needs to be done now is to replace the stabilizer link, which is here. It has a 17mm nut here and a 17mm counter hole. So I'm going to use a 17 spanner and a 17 socket to undo this part here, as well as on the top, which you guys can see over there. So the bolt that holds the stabilizer on the top here is there. So I'm going to remove that and remove down at the bottom over here. Then you'll be able to remove the stabilizer link and replace it with the new one. So I'm going to come in here with a 17mm spanner and then a 16mm socket, and I'm going to break this free and undo the nut. Once that's loose, now that I have, you can see from the top, same procedure. Now come time to reinstall it. You do the reverse of the removal. We might have to move the ball joint in the stabilizer link itself, to probably get it to fit, but let's see what we can do. So I'm going to do the top first. Just gonna get it to just get the seat in like that, and then same for the bottom, get it to seat in. So for the aftermarket ones that I'm installing, these are 17 mils, not 16s. So I'm going to come in with a gun, like so. Same with the bottom, if the gun actually fits. If not, do the old-fashioned way. Nope. So ratchet it is. And that, as they say, is that. Suspension done. Now we can go ahead and close everything up. We have the stabilizer links done, we have the wishbones done, and we have the main control arms done. All these are torqued at right height, so that means we picked the car up, tightened everything up, so we are good to go there. Well, that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. The M3 arms are done. I'm going to take it for a drive now. Only thing that's left to be done is an alignment, which will be done on Monday. I'm recording this on a Saturday. So from before, what it was way out, like off like about a whole degree or something. Now you can see it's sitting within range. The camber I'm not too worried about, because the car, like I mentioned, that the shocks need to be replaced, also because it's lowered. So that's original M Sport lowering it, so I'm not too worried about the camber. But the caster and everything is all fine. Toe is the main thing that needed to be done. Yeah, so that's fine. And now we drive it and we see. But on the topic of M3, as you guys know, the steering wheel on the car needs to be replaced, like badly. So, thank you Facebook Marketplace. But yeah, I have an original M3 steering wheel that has pedal shift for the E90, because the top half of the steering over here on the side is all peeling up due to age and the fact that this leather is damaged. So look forward to the coming videos where I install the M3 steering wheel on the car. As well as I have an M3 dashboard that has iDrive to go into the car. I teased that in the last couple of videos. I think it was last year sometime, where I said I was getting a dashboard. So yeah, I have the dashboard. It's just a matter of getting some head unit components and wiring and stuff so I can do the iDrive retrofit. As well as I'm going to be doing the pedal shift and M3 steering retrofit coming soon. So yeah, in response to the M3 arms, everything will be linked in the video description. Like I mentioned, tools and all details will be in the video description. So yeah, this is a very simple DIY. It's also the best option if you're going to be replacing control arms due to age. The price difference is not too much. So yeah, I apologize if I look like hell, because it's greasework, it's working under the car, and as you guys know, there are issues on the car that I need to have resolved. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the difference in audio quality and video quality, if there is any, because now I have a gimbal that I'm using. I have this onboard wireless microphone that I'm using. So hopefully the audio and video quality is better. Now all it is for the actual car now is to take it for a drive and give you guys feedback in the next couple of videos. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up, like the video, and share your comments down below. Share the video with your friends and subscribe to the channel if you're new. That way I will be able to grow massively on YouTube. It helps me a lot. It helps grow the community better, and it allows me to make more informed videos. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you all in the next video. Take care. Peace.